Jay Lang.
Yo, it's your boy Jay Lang. Hey, check this out. If you're a business owner, if you know some type of artist that wants some exposure, tell them hit me up in my DM or call me on my phone 662-392-6318 and we can work something out so we can get you exposed.
Hey man, what's up? I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Got your boy Jay Lang, and today got another special guest. Got my good friend Jartres Keys, better known as a Dub, better known as Mr. Perfect.
Gotta have a burr, man. Gotta have a burr.
Can you tell the people a little about yourself?
Man, my name Jartres Keys, man. But they call me J Dub in Greenwood or whatever. But man, just a hard-working person, man. Just trying to make it. Played basketball at Greenwood High. Went to Mississippi Delta, and then went to Delta State. And so now just working hard, man. Trying to make a living.
When did you begin playing basketball?
Man, I started probably when I was like 10 or 11, man.
Mm-hmm.
Started just playing out, bouncing the ball out in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Then I ended up going to the rec, been in the little rec leagues, with the little kids, and man, just tried to gradually go on and improve on it, man. That's about it.
Okay. So when did you first dunk? Can you remember your first dunk?
My first dunk, man, I was 8th grade at Threadgill. I did the little one hand little doom. And so shoot, that was after that, it just
Couldn't tell you nothing.
Man.
Were people in there to see you dunk?
Yeah, we was in PE.
Oh yeah.
We was in PE, yeah, man. Had a couple folks that could dunk. And I was like, man, I know. They was like, man, you 6'3", man, you can't dunk. I was like, man, I'm finna get up there. And I got up there. You know how you want to hang on the rim, but you can't get it. So I had the little tips, but yeah, it went through. So I considered it a dunk.
Right. So who were some of the other guys that were dunking around that age?
Man,
that you can think of.
I think AJ, a guy named AJ. Who else? I can't really think of too much that was 8th grade with me that I can remember the names, but it was just a few. It wasn't a lot. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot.
Okay, so yeah, so you went on to play. You played junior high. Who was the coach for junior high? Can you remember?
Coach Powell.
Coach
Powell coached us at Threadgill, man.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think he coached us at Threadgill.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I actually moved to Nebraska, going into my 9th grade year. So I didn't go to Greenwood the start of my 9th grade year. So I didn't play with G. You know, Coach G didn't coach me my 9th grade year. But I came back after this season in my 9th grade, and then my 10th grade I didn't play because the grades and the courses from Nebraska were different from the courses 10th grade in Mississippi.
What you mean?
What I mean by that is, so you got to have Mississippi Studies. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a 9th grade course, Mississippi Studies. So of course they ain't got Mississippi Studies in Nebraska.
Right.
So in order for me to play, I had to have that course going into my 10th grade year, and I didn't have it. So that just knocked out everything. So I sat out that year.
Mississippi Studies are. I hate to get sidetracked right now, but are you using any of the information that you learned in Mississippi Studies right now to date? Can you think of?
No. None of it.
What are some of the things they were teaching in Mississippi Studies?
Man, you know what? I can't even remember, man. I promise you, man, it probably some Underground Railroad, slavery type stuff, man. Ain't no telling, man. Stuff that you probably see in movies.
Okay.
But that's about it, man. Okay. I mean, a lot of that stuff, man, a lot of stuff we read in books and stuff like that in school, man, we ain't seeing half of that stuff right now.
Credit should be learned in school. I don't think they was teaching credit. When I was in high school, they weren't teaching credit. Not that I can recall. I didn't have any class that was teaching us how to use credit and how to leverage credit.
No, none of that stuff. No, man, a lot of that stuff we had to learn on our own, or somebody telling us, or us learning the hard way. You know what I mean? So when it comes to credit and all that stuff, we ain't know nothing about no credit.
Right. So back on track. You in high school, you 10th grade. You didn't play that 10th grade year.
No, I didn't play.
But you played 11th grade year.
I played my 11th grade
So
year.
who was coaching then?
Coach Lemon.
Coach Lemon?
Coach Lemon coached 11th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, 11th grade. 11th grade. He coached 11th grade.
Okay. So how was that? How type of coach was he?
Running.
Y'all was running.
Man, running. He used to be, Biggin, stop skating, Biggin. I'd be like, yes, sir. I'd be in that mud, sliding my feet.
Yeah.
But I enjoy Coach, man, Jartres. So I enjoy Coach Lemon, man. Then G was our assistant coach, so he made it fun. Coach used to come on the side of the gym in that car, pull up, put that last little cigarette out. Next thing you know, we got to run. I think we did like 10 suicide before practice. Then we just started practicing, man. But yeah, Coach Lemon was. I wish he would have coached us my senior year, but.
Who was the coach for your senior year?
Rodney Majors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Rodney Majors.
So what are some of the things, life lessons that you think that you learned from playing sports?
Don't take stuff for granted, man. Work hard. You gotta apply yourself. Sometimes you gotta work when other folks ain't looking at you. Sometimes you gotta do stuff that other folks, when they sleep and they busy or they out doing stuff, if you want to play ball or you want to do anything, you gotta go and apply yourself. You gotta go and do it. You can't wait on nobody else. It's not gonna be given to you. So you gotta basically go and take it. And I didn't know that growing up. You know, I didn't know hard work. You knew about work. You know what I'm saying? You knew about working hard. But just because you feel like you working hard don't mean you working hard.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta work harder than the next person.
Right.
And I didn't learn that until I got older. You know that old saying, "What if I knew then what I know now?" type thing. So yeah, man, there's a lot of lessons, but yeah, just apply yourself, man, and go get it, man.
So you after that, when you left Greenwood High School, what year you graduated Greenwood High School?
2002.
Okay, 2002. Shouts out to class 2002.
Yeah, 02, man.
Okay, so you left there 2002. So where did you go then?
I went to Mississippi Delta.
Mississippi. You played. How long did you play there?
Just 2 years. 2 years in Mississippi Delta. My sophomore year, it ended up being a MCL tear. But
your sophomore year?
My sophomore year. But they labeled it as a knee sprain. And so I never really had surgery on it. So they basically just had me rehab. So I was just rehabbing. And so that shortened my sophomore year. I didn't play as many games as I should have or whatever. So my freshman year I did pretty good. Came off the bench. They had two guys. One guy, they were trying to get him to go to Ole Miss. So when they had him come, he was like 6'10", white kid. He was okay, but he wasn't, but they already had it planned to whereas they wanted this guy to go somewhere. So they was going to force the minutes on him or whatever the case is or whatever. So, but freshman year was really just a learning thing. And then once sophomore year, it was like, all right, it's us. It's me, Modi, Feedy. We had a freshman come in named Dustin Richmond. We had a dude in Greenville named, they call him Sugar D, but his name Darius Davis. We had him. So we had a squad. So we did pretty good. But it shortened my year. But overall, we did pretty decent though.
Who was the coach then?
Dougal Thomas. He came from Delta State.
Okay.
Yep. So, but the crazy thing about that is, so by end of my high school, my high school year, we like none of us. We had a pretty good team. Bam Bam, Frog, Modi, Troy, me. You had Will, Jew, Jay Pilcher. Like we had a squad, but a lot of the seniors didn't get no recognition because the coach didn't put us in position to get looked at. You know what I mean? He wanted us to go to Russ College.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so So we didn't have a lot of film. We didn't have a lot of nothing. So we basically was out on our own, just trying to go and get stuff. So anyway.
So do you think if technology was the way it is now back then, you'd got more exposure?
Oh, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Everybody, there's no way that our starting five shouldn't have at least played at the SWAC or lower D1 or even high D2.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in the world. But we didn't have nothing but hearsay. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I said, we didn't have much film. But anyway, so after that, so I ended up getting a phone call at my mom's house, and it was Dougal Thomas. And he was like, hey, come up to Delta State. Now, mind you, in high school, I had never heard of Delta State University. I never heard, didn't know where it was, didn't know what.
Mm-hmm.
So they was like, come up there to the Delta State. They having tryouts. So it was a lot of local cats, Ilzy, Terrence Divers. So he was there. A guy named Jamal Moore from Eastside, a couple guys from Greenville. It was a lot of local Delta cats there. We played, they looked at us or whatever, tried to see who all was good to play or whatever. So the coach for Delta State, assistant coach, Coach Connors pulled me in the office and was like, hey, we think you can come to play at Delta State right now. And so, but I'm thinking to myself like, no.
What was the timeline when you said right now?
As in coming from high school. Like,
okay.
I hadn't started college or nothing.
Okay.
Or whatever. So, and I was like, no. I was like, okay. Now I'm saying to myself, no, but I said, okay. Yes, sir. He said, well, we'll give you time. We'll talk to your mom, whatever. Just see how things go. And I was like, oh, okay then. And so next thing you know, I was like, man, I don't really want to go to no Delta State. I don't know nothing about it. I said, I want to go with my friends. My friends at Mississippi Delta, so I want to go to Mississippi Delta.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay then. So I never went to Delta State, that initially out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up going to Delta State 2 years after Mississippi Delta.
So you went Mississippi Delta.
Then went to Delta State. So
sophomore,
I ended up,
you mess up your MCL.
MCL, yeah.
You got better and went to Delta State.
And then messed around and still ended up at Delta State.
So how was it there?
Delta State was good, man. My grades wasn't, because this is the thing, and I didn't know this either. So in order for you to go to a Division I out of junior college, you have to graduate. So I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. So my sophomore, I had the University of Little Rock, Arkansas, and Southeastern Louisiana. They came and talked to us in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy from Southeastern Louisiana, he was like, hey, we interested in bringing you along, coming in. And they had a big guy named Nate Lofton. He was like everything there. Matter of fact, I think he a Harlem Globetrotter right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he was about 6'10", lefty, smooth. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we think you can learn from him and whatever, progress. And I was like, okay then. He was like, but so how your grades? Me lying. Oh, they good. And you got to graduate, to go to Division I. Mm-hmm. Okay then, yeah. Oh, everything good. He said, okay then. Shook my hand, walked on out. Soon he walked away, I was like, God damn, ain't that, yeah, you gotta graduate. Because my mind wasn't, school, just messing around, just being, mischievous, just crazy stuff, man, just being crazy.
So if you can go back, what would
you do? If I would go back, if I could go back, I would tell some folks to record some games for all of us. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would definitely have taken school serious. I took it serious, but I wasn't doing no studying and stuff like that. But anyway, but ended up going to Delta State. So like I said, my grades wasn't up to par, so I had to redshirt my first year when I went there. And then after that, I'm coming into the next year. Mm-hmm. I'm in the summer playing at the rec, and tore my MCL. So the same knee that I had a knee sprain at Mississippi Delta, I ended up officially tearing it at Delta State. Well, going into my year at Delta State.
Going to your sophomore year.
Going to my sophomore year. Well, junior
year. Yeah,
junior.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And so so I officially tore it. And so it was like, well, it's a 4 to 6 week process. You rehab good, you know, after your surgery, everything will be fine. I was like, okay. But they found out that it was a bigger tear than what they initially thought. They thought it was just a tear that I had initially tore then. Mm-hmm. They found out it was old tissue and stuff like that had previously happened. So when I previously had tore it before, but like I said, never had surgery, just rehab, and then completely tore it then. And so we had to, and it's just me. Like I said, work ethic wasn't up to par, me personally. So I really just, they was like, you got to go 6 o'clock in the morning, then you go rehab. 6 o'clock in the morning, then you rehab, you know, like 5 o'clock while they having practice and stuff. So you know I ain't get up at no 6 o'clock in the morning. So I went up right after practice, but not knowing how important those 2-a-day rehab was. And so knee really never got to where it needed to be. And so after that year, man, I just was like, you know what? I just play recreational. Mm-hmm. I said, it ain't. That was the end of it. Yeah, that basically was the end. So I just started to just play around in the wides and the gyms and stuff like that.
Okay. You got any kids?
Yeah, I got a son.
Okay. How has having a son impacted your life?
Man, it's great, to be honest, man. It's great. It make you look at it as if like, was I like that when I was little? You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. But just the little amazing stuff, like we talked off screen. He sent me a text, and I'm like, this nigga's texting me. 7 years old.
Oh, so he's 7.
Yeah, he texted me and stuff. I'm like, what? He'll call me, Daddy. You coming? And I'll be like, yeah. And I hang up the phone. I'll be like, well, just call me. You know what I'm saying? Just the little small stuff, man. So, but yeah, I enjoy it though, man.
Can you? Do you remember the first feeling you had when you found out you was gonna have a son? What kind of feeling you had? The exact feeling.
Them of a line. Ain't no way. No, but I was about 30 years old, man. I was like, dang, all my homeboys had kids or whatever. And I was the last of the dying breed or whatever. But man, I was happy, man. I was just like, and I didn't really care if it was a girl or a boy, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be healthy. Mm-hmm. But of course, you know, every man wants a son. Mm-hmm. So when I found out it was a boy, I was like, yeah, sports. Yeah, right. The first thing in my head, sports.
So do you play sports now?
Yeah, baseball. All kids, for some reason, all kids start off at baseball and then they kind of branch off into. So, you know, I was trying to throw that basketball in his hand. I don't play no basketball. I was like, boy, you basketball, boy. But he started playing baseball, man. So, and he started football too. But he's like, I don't really like football, Dad. I was like, all right, man. Well, I don't want to force you. That's one thing you don't want to do, is force no kid to do something they don't want to do. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to force him into football, even though he played. So so he just really liked basketball. But baseball. But I know eventually he'll probably branch off into something else once he get older.
Your father was in your life?
Not really. It's one of those I'm gonna come pick you up and never come type thing, and in the same city or town. So I dealt with that. But you know how mothers are, strong black mothers. They, you know, I'm here. I'm your mama and your daddy. That what she was saying. So, you know, a lot of stuff, male tendencies and things, stuff I learned from just like my uncles and just seeing friends and, you know what I'm saying, just seeing what and what not to do from, you know, family members in jail and stuff. You know, little stuff I know, okay, I ain't doing this. I know I can go to jail. I ain't doing this. This is illegal. You know, little stuff like that. But I always knew whenever I got a child or whatever, that I would do everything I could to be there for him or her and I wouldn't do or was like how my father was with me growing up. But now we great now. You know what I'm saying? As I got older, like going to college and stuff, our relationship we never had a bad relationship, but it just, our communication was better and involvement, and we go little places here and there. Now we talk to each other all the time. But when I was younger, it just wasn't like that.
Okay. Did you think they had some kind of big impact on you growing up like that?
Talking about just not having the father figure in your life. Yeah, I think it hits every young man, not having that father figure. Now, it ain't the fishing trips as people go fishing. It's like, it wasn't that. It's just that the advice, the things you can ask. You can only ask your mother so much. You gotta ask you gotta ask a man. You know what I'm saying? Certain things. So that part, yeah. But one thing I can say is, like, I learned from not having a father was you have to be strong. You gotta be there. You may have to be the man of the house, man of a situation, and you can't shy away from it. You gotta stand up and be that man. You can't go and fall away, or you can't go and fall down. Like, they need you. If you that man, they need you. They need that man in their life. They need that strong guy. They need that figure. You know what I mean? And so, as a man, you have to stand up. Like this, we are the providers. We are the protectors. So we have to do that. You know what I mean?
So you did have some male figures in your life, right?
Yeah, my uncles.
Okay.
Yeah, my uncles. They trips. I ain't gonna say what they, but yeah, they was something, man. I learned, put like this, I learned what not to do from them.
Okay.
So yeah, but it was all fun. I
Cool. So, what advice would you give a young man that's going through the same situation, like just father just not around? What kind of advice would you give them?
It's not your fault. And be strong, stay strong, stay a man. Keep that figure, you know what I mean, and know that it gets greater later. It ain't never it ain't never for you to feel like you did something wrong. And a lot of times too, you don't know the whole situation. You don't know why this person probably wasn't around, or why they didn't come pick you up. You just know they didn't come. So a lot of times you don't know the story. So I mean, my story was my dad just didn't come. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying in other aspects, to whereas you just never really know. Because at the beginning of my fatherhood, I guess you can say, it was situations that I had with my son's mother, and I was just like, man, why she acting this way? Why this going on? Why that? I don't even want to deal. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to say nothing to this. Nah. But my son is there. You know what I mean? And I know in order for me to have a relationship with my son, I gotta go through her in some way. And so, it was times where I was just like, I want to call, but I was like, you know what, I don't even want to have to deal with her, man. I ain't worried about it. But then I just was like, you know what, I want to talk to him. He's like a baby, you hear the little guy go, little still voice.
What do you think about the women that try to keep the men away from their son? The men that are actually trying to be in their son's life, women trying to keep them away. What do you think about that?
I don't understand it. And one of the crazy things that I had to learn, because I had, like I said, I had homeboys and stuff that had kids before. So I used to be just sitting around and they arguing, no, mother, what you, man? No, this and this. And I used to be laughing. I used to be like, boy, y'all crazy. Boy, y'all will go back and forth and stuff. And then I started to be in a similar situation. And I'm like, okay, I understand what they going through. I understand what they're going through. But what it is, I don't understand it in the case of it seems as if the men that want to be in the child's life, the women give them hell. But the men that don't want to be in the child's life, the women don't care. They're just like, oh, whatever. Oh, well, whatever it is. And I don't understand it. Why would you give someone hell that wants to be there with the child, or wants to be there for the child, but the person that don't, you just say, well, he don't want to be with him anyway, so just forget about it.
The world may never know. That's
yeah,
crazy.
you know what I mean? It's just one of those things I just never understood. So, but to each his own. But
do you think Father's Day get the same notoriety as Mother's Day?
No, none of that. We got one holiday.
What's that?
And it's birthday. No Christmas, no Father's Day. Every holiday, probably besides birthday, we gotta cook or something or grill. You know what I'm saying? It's just Mother's Day, we cooking or whatever. Father's Day, we cooking or whatever. So, but no, it don't get the notoriety. But I mean, from a man's perspective, we don't look for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it don't really. It shouldn't bother us. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Like we don't look for. What my flowers? You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Just another day.
Yeah, just another day. So but of course women, they look for the roses and flowers and balloons and stuff. Yeah. And then if they feel like you ain't getting it or you don't get it, then it's like you don't care.
Right.
But we get boxes every goddamn boxes and socks every pajama bottoms every damn. I got 13 in my drawer right now. Shit. Different colors and shit.
Is there anything about Jartres Keys that you want people to know? Any misconceptions about you, or just anything you want people to know about you?
Man, you know me, I'm low key, man. I stay out the way. I know people that know people. I chill. I know folks. I speak. I keep going, man. I just trying to handle my business. It ain't really too much. If anybody want to know, they just ask me. I'm always an open book. You been knowing me for years. Like if you got something, you want to ask something, man, just holler at me. I'm probably one of the coolest people you can ever meet.
Mm-hmm. True.
You know what I mean? So I just be on chill mode, man. I don't be. But one quick thing, I've got this perception of the women have said I'm nonchalant and I don't have feelings, but it ain't that. It's just a simple fact that most men don't show that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta dig in deep with a man to pull that affection and pull that them feelings out. Most of the time we just try to be stone cold, you know what I'm saying? We try to be tough, but a lot of times we want that other side to come out, but we just ain't gonna let it out to anybody.
Right.
So, but other than me, man, like I said, I'm just cool, laid back, man. I just do my work and stay out the way, man. Oh yeah, man, I got the Spit Your Game group, man, on Facebook. It's a sports group. And they do all type of crazy stuff on there, man. But yeah, we talk about sports. We talked about the finals last night. All football, baseball, sports. They got if you high school, I mean, it don't matter, all type of sports, man. I'm also working on doing a podcast. It's gonna be a little sports podcast. I'm gonna team up with my boy Jay Lang. We'll try to get something going in probably a couple months. We're gonna get it together, man. So y'all be on the lookout for that Spit Your Game podcast, man. It's coming. Okay,
well, yeah, man, there y'all have it, Jartres Keys. One more thing, how can they reach out to you if they want to reach out to you?
Man, you can go to Facebook. It's just my name, Jartres, Jartres. Last name Keys, Keys. I got a Instagram, Keys, Keys _2_ Perfection, BRRRFECTION.
Man,
Keys to Perfection, man.
Say the Instagram one more time.
So it's Keys, KEYS _ 2_ Perfection, BRRRFECTION. Keys to Perfection.
All right, there you have it, Jartres Keys. Appreciate you coming through, brother.
Man, anytime, bro.
Jay Lang. like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.